What's up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take NBA DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And today I'm bringing you a solo pod. It's been a while since I've done one of the solo pods. Figured we'd give some guys around the nation a night off. Dudes work hard. You all know that. Dudes work hard. So I'm going to do something a little bit different since it's just myself. For those of you watching, you can see I have the DraftKings screen pulled up. I'm not going to really cover FanDuel on this. It's riding solo, so just DraftKings tonight. But, yeah, if you guys want to follow along on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitch, any of those, even on Twitter, I think we're live. So you can follow there if you want to see visuals. But if not, it's the same thing. I'm going to talk about it either way. So if you're listening on the audio, it's all good. Got you covered. Also, don't forget, I am still posting free bets over at wisetake.com. Today wasn't too great. Hopefully the Clippers hold on, but we're still up on the NBA, I think, since we've been doing this, which is only like March 8th I've been doing it. We're up like 19, maybe 20, or something like that. I don't know. Go check it out. It's up there. We'll provide some stuff for March Madness as well. Big tournament. But anyway, let's jump in to this slate. So we got a donkey pulled up here. This is a $15 donkey. Was it like 100K to first? I think. Yeah, something like that. Anyway. All right, looking at point guards. James Harden. I was big on James Harden today. James Harden did fine. Didn't do as well as I was hoping he would do. He did fine. He's playing Memphis. Memphis is terrible. Very bad defensively. It is a back-to-back. Not that that matters a ton with James Harden or D'Antoni or any of those guys, except for Chris Paul. He's the only one that they kind of baby, but because it's an age thing. I don't necessarily mind Harden. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch this and get some of this action. There you go. There you go. Some zoom out. You're going to be looking at me like that all close. Anyway, James Harden, 11-3 against Memphis. I think it's a phenomenal spot. A little concerned about Memphis hanging in there. It is a back-to-back. Houston did travel, so I guess there's merit to it, but not in love with it. I think Westbrook is kind of interesting for $1,000 cheaper over here. Coming off his suspension and a terrible game against Golden State. Just an absolute shit show of a performance from Russell Westbrook. He'll be playing Toronto, who I think is going to be without Lowry. Lowry might play, but I think he's not. I saw that injury. He was already kind of, hobbling, nursing an ankle injury. And then, he ended up rolling it. So, or Mitchell Robinson, rolled over on his ankle or something like that. So, I would be surprised if he did play. He's listed as questionable. He came back. I would assume Kawhi Leonard's going to play this one. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he sat. But anyway, Westbrook at 10-3 on DraftKings, a site where you do get bonuses for double-doubles, triple-doubles, and you don't get penalized for turnovers as much. I think that he is in play. But should probably talk about the most obvious, I guess from a pricing standpoint, the biggest surprise, Dame Lillard. We know this man has massive usage without CJ McCollum. He reminded us of that against Indiana. Wasn't a terribly great matchup. Still ended up playing 40 minutes because the game got closer at the end. Shot phenomenally. 15 assists, put up a 60-burger. And they lowered his price $200 against Dallas, which is definitely a much better matchup, at least on paper, than the Pacers. So I guess the one concern here would be, does Dallas hang around? That's the only logical thing I could think of. But we know that with McCollum off the court, Nurkic and Dame get a significant usage bump. So I do like Dame a lot. Right now, he's looking like the optimal play to me. It is the night before, first look. But he's looking like the optimal, so to speak. I'm going to put him to the side over there. We still got more interesting options to look through. I think Elf's price, Elf against Orlando. Oh, God. And they priced him up. My man Elf is doing crazy things. His price is up to 8K, but let's be honest, he's earned it with 5 straight games over 50 DraftKings points. How many straight triple-doubles? Is it 5 also? Yeah, look at that. 5 straight triple-doubles for Mr. Elf. Wow. He's getting monster minutes. I didn't think they would be doing this, but I guess they're trying to prove they can win even without AD, because AD's not even really closing games. So I guess, I don't know. I mean, Drew Holiday out helps, but man, and I love Elf. The Wise Take Nation are big supporters of Elf Payton. We do like Elf on the Shelf. We played him a lot last year. We always said he was a triple-double threat, but never seen him do it on quite this of a consistent basis. But they've been playing like teams that have been hanging around a lot of these games. Like you can see against Phoenix and Dallas. Those are two teams that aren't that great. And therefore the game was close. So Orlando, I don't know. But I do think Elf is an interesting tournament play. Dame is still the optimal play, I think, at this point, unless you're going to Westbrook. Westbrook is like always optimal. You can always use him and just claim, oh, he's playing optimally. You can always do that. And when he's priced appropriately like he is today. But anyway, let's keep rolling. Elf is definitely a strong tournament pivot. I'm going to come down to Value Town, I think. Yeah, we'll go down to Value Town. Well, before we get to actual Value Town, Dragic is only 5,300 against the Spurs. Now, I will say this. I believe this is the last time that Wade will be in San Antonio. So you have that narrative going. But Dragic has now seen 28 and 29 minutes. And that was a back-to-back. 28, 29. Is he back? I don't know. Balled out against Oklahoma City. I mean, that was against Schroeder, but still. Look at that. 57 DraftKings points in 29 minutes. So 5,300 against the Spurs. Interesting. Ricky Rubio, I also like. Now we're getting that in Value Town. So he got 27 minutes against Washington in what was a blowout. So it, like, we thought it was coming against Brooklyn, the extended run, and it didn't. But that was also, I think, a blowout. But it is coming. It came against Washington, even though it was a blowout. So I think Rubio might be ready, and he's playing the Knicks. Manuel Mudiay, most likely. I think Dennis Smith Jr. is out again. But even if he's not, they're both terrible defensively, so Ricky Rubio, 4,900 in the Garden. I do likes that. Van Fleet could be a chalky option tomorrow if Larry is out. He played the Knicks. Look what he did. That's right. So what do you think Rubio's going to do to that ass? I do like Rubio. I do like him. Coming down a little more, looking for more value. Brandon Knight is coming off a really good game. Took 13 shots. That was awesome. Made 53.8% of them. You got to be mindful of that. 29 minutes was pretty healthy. Got some peripherals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. But my concern with him is he doesn't always get those peripherals. You can see in games past he's played minutes that were relative and didn't do a whole ton of the assist department. So, just the price is good, but you got to think about that shit. I think we'll cut it here, and we'll take our asses over to shooting guards over here. So, let's see. We talked about Harden. I'm fine with that, but I'm just going to keep rolling through. Bradley Beal against Chicago. I'm cool with Beal. Finally had a bad game. It was against Utah. His team was overmatched. They got blown out. He was due for a bad game. The dude's been doing awesome things. He's become like just a dude that if you don't know who to play in cash, you can just play Beal, and you're usually good for a 50. Wasn't the case against Utah, but they're playing Chicago, a terrible team. I know his teammates are in a pretty awesome revenge spot, right? Bobby Portis, Jabari Parker, going back to Chicago. They played Chicago earlier. They both went off against them, and now they're playing them in Chicago. So that probably means nothing to you, but maybe it does. I don't know. Let's see if we see anybody real good. I don't mind Mitchell at the Garden. I think Utah will probably destroy him, so, you got to worry about that. But shooters at the Garden, it's definitely a thing. And I didn't even talk about Jalen Brunson at 6K. Did he do well? Played 39 minutes. Damn. They're playing this kid so much, and he has been better. I don't see the Dotson experiment. That didn't go very well, did it? I don't think so. That's how you get Fizdaled right there. You see 41 minutes, 35 minutes, 36 minutes is last 3 games. So people started thinking, oh, Dotson is going to be consistent. I can rely. It's the one Nick I can rely on. And Damian Dotson played 18 minutes because Fizdale immediately benched all the starters like 2 or 3 minutes into the third quarter because he didn't like what he saw. And he proceeded to throw his second and third string dudes out there together. And that is how the game got really out of hand. Fizdale, everybody. That is why you got to be careful when you play any Nick, especially when they are chalk. You just don't know. I kind of skipped past Terrence Ross. He's 5,300 on DraftKings. You know, he's just a tournament-only dude because he relies so much on shooting. And he takes his shots, but he relies so much on shooting. Can he hit 53? Can he pay off and tournament value on 5,300? Sure he can. He can get you 6, 7x, maybe even more if he's on. But yeah, we talked about Dwayne Wade. I don't mind looking at him right about now. I don't love this position, so I'm looking at D Wade. 28 minutes, 33 minutes. That was on a back-to-back. Went from 41 against OKC. He's playing the Spurs. And what I'm pretty sure it's got to be his last game in San Antonio. I can get me some of that. So do I want to put Wade to the side here? Yeah, I didn't see a whole ton of what I liked up here. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just throw my man Wade over here? Some Wade action. You could go Van Fleet if you want to, if Lowry's out. Small forwards, PG against Toronto. I'm okay, but he's going to draw that Kawhi defense, assuming Kawhi is playing, right? Better be playing. You got no reason. Oh, yeah, okay, he should be playing. So that's something to consider now that his price is up to 9.8. Still isn't bad. He was 9.7, did the dirty to Miami. Appreciate you, PG. He's been doing his thing, but Westbrook will be back for this one. I don't mind it I don't mind Paul George at all. I think he's fine. I do, however, for this particular build that I'm working on, I got Lillard and Wade, but I guess because I have Dame, I'm interested in Luka. This is kind of a good spot, but Luka he seems like more of a guard now with DSJ gone. But this is a spot where scoring forwards typically do really well. Talking about Portland. Dallas is playing Portland. He's 8,900. He is coming off of an overtime game, I believe, against New Orleans. He was playing well, but not like over the top well. Like he shot 1 for 7 from 3. That was the kind of day it was. But the game got to overtime and allowed him to smash. And he was in McCord that day at the Wise Take Nation. So I was very, very pleased. Very, very pleased with that. But yeah, Luka is calling my name, but Kawhi Leonard's only 8,400. I know we haven't seen a ton of Kawhi, but Larry is going to be out, guys. I don't know that. Yeah, I keep doing that to you. And when Larry gets ruled in, you're going to be like, CK, you're an asshole. I don't know. I think he's going to sit out. But they are playing Oklahoma City. And Larry is like a pitbull competitor type dude. So maybe he will play. I will clarify this. If Larry is out, I do like Kawhi Leonard at 8,400. If he's in, tournament only kind of thing. But if he's out, I think Leonard becomes a quote-unquote optimal play. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stick Kawhi. I'm feeling froggy. So maybe we take out Wade for this example. We go to Van Fleet. Say we're going to ride some of that chalk there. Right? Ride a little bit of that chalk. Van Fleet, go. We're building the team right now as if Larry was out. So we've got Lillard, Van Fleet, and Leonard. That's what we've got right now. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I decided to do it. And now it's a thing. I started off just wanting to put Dame to the side, and next thing you know, I'm building a team. But it's a first look team. I don't want to see none of you assholes use this. It's a first look team. You understand? First look team. Power forwards. That's where we were. Julius Randle, always an interesting option. His price is up to where there's not he's just beasting everybody. That's all. Just beasting everybody. I think New Orleans went to overtime 2 games in a row, right? Suns, and then again against Dallas, and they've been winning. What? But yeah, he's an option, just kind of expensive. Markkanen kind of seemed like he awoke somewhat. Sort of. He didn't quite get there, right? 31 minutes. They did win that game handily, and it was a back-to-back 3 and 4, all that bullshit. But 34 is a lot better than the 18s, the 21s, the 16s he's been putting up. He's only 7-1 against Washington, too. Against Washington. You can always roll the dice with Anthony Davis. You already know you're only going to get 21, 22 minutes max. But you also know that you know, at 7x. He's a guy where if you just want a quick 6x, you can take a chance on him. The problem is he's most likely not going to go, you know, 9 or 10x. Well, he's definitely not, because he's not playing more than 22 minutes a game, and you already know that. We've seen them go to overtime twice and not play him. So consider that. Siakam, definitely someone we could take a look at. Played well in that game against the Knicks. Would have played even better had the game not gotten so freaking out of hand that he actually played, you know, real man's minutes. But he still did well. Here's Jabari. Jabari and Portis. Should probably look at these guys. The Jabari 6K. That price is steep. Is getting 30 minutes or more his last 3 games. Promising. It's a glorious revenge spot. Against the Bulls in Chicago. He's been shooting pretty damn well over his last 4 games. 6K, it's, you know, you need him to go out there and do something. You know, you need him to go out there and actually do something. So I'm okay with it. But more for tournaments, Bobby Portis, I think, is a little more attractive at 5'7". So yeah. Bobby Portis' minutes haven't been the greatest, 23, 24, 23. And part of that is because Jabari Parker's playing so well. So they're playing Jabari at the 5 at a lot of times. He'll start off at the 3, at the 4, and then they'll pull out Portis and let Jabari play the 5. Plus, I've seen them work in Felicio. I'm sorry, not Felicio. I forgot the fucking guys. I'm thinking of the Bulls. The other guy's fucking. Anyway, Jabari's he's playing a lot of 5 also. So between Jeff Green, Bobby Portis, I know there's somebody I'm missing, and Jabari, they're all kind of splitting the minutes up. So Portis' minutes aren't necessarily guaranteed like we thought they were earlier when he was on that string of 40 burgers. But this is a revenge spot, so I give it a couple extra notches for that. A couple extra notches for revenge. We'll see if we find something better, but I do like that tomorrow. Ooh, Ibaka going up against OKC. Problem is Gasol's kind of taking over that thing over there, but yeah. Just got a little distracted. Bam is somewhat interesting. I don't know. Whiteside seems to be back on the shit list. It could be a matchup-based thing, but I think he's just back on the shit list because Bam has been playing around 30 minutes or so. Whiteside played like 5 minutes against OKC. Shit you not. So 5,100 for Bam. I think 6x is definitely feasible against the Spurs. It seemed that are not good against centers. I could dig it. Let's keep going down here. I don't mind the Crowders. Ariza's only 4,600. His minutes have also taken a tumble. He's been involved in this weird rotational thing that's been going on. He's not taking as many shots, but 4,600 is a pretty good price for a guy we were paying 5s for when he first got to the team. If for any reason Anthony Davis is out, I haven't checked their schedule for the next day, but if for any reason he is out, KENRICH Williams is only 4,100. I prefer him when all those guys are out. You can see he went for 33 against Dallas, but he played 40 minutes compared to AD's 20. So if he's realistically, if the game's going to stay within regulation time and he's only getting 30 minutes, I think that Anthony Davis is going to take away like too much while he's on the court. But decent value play, we'll see. Hazonia, look out. 36 minutes against the Lakers, 20 sale against Toronto, and that was in a game where his team was just awful. They got destroyed. But this is the man who not only swatted LeBron James, not only did this Super Mario Hazonia swat LeBron James to win the game, to save the game at the buzzer, stuffed him. He stared him down, and he looked at him. He looked at him as if to say, what were you thinking? Like, what do you think this is? You are the king. You call yourself the king. Well, I am the god. You understand? I am the god. That is the look that Hazonia gave to LeBron James. That is the look. I mean, where do you get the balls to do something like that? Oh, man, that is so funny. But, yeah, I'm not a Hazonia guy, but I will acknowledge when a guy is 3,700 and he's playing minutes. Noah Vonleh has to be out, I think, for this to happen. But if Vonleh is out, as many injuries as possible for me to play Nick. But Hazonia at 3,700, even against Utah, will acknowledge the matchup's tough. But I still can't believe he did that to LeBron. It was just it's hilarious and disrespectful all at the same time in so many different ways. But yeah, I didn't love this position. I guess we could use Portis for now and kind of see where it takes us, right? So that's not necessarily like optimal, maybe. I don't know if the cash game people will be jumping down my throats for that, but I'm also a little bit of a narrative dude, just a little bit, just a little sprinkle. I have not been as big on narratives this year, but a little bit. But then if I'm doing that, I don't know, maybe I'd go with Bam. I'm gonna skip this damn position. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go to centers, man. Fuck that. Wait, did I see somebody up top that I'm just completely forgetting about? I guess Siakam. Let's go to centers, guys. All right, centers. Joel Embiid will be playing. He was out for rest today. Rested so he can play Boston. 10K. I can dig that. I can dig it. The rest of his teammates can be a little tired on a back-to-back. Tough game against Charlotte. In Charlotte. Everybody flying back to Philly. Now they got to play Boston. I can dig it. I like Embiid at 10K if you're going to pay up. Vooch against Nolans. I'm always down with Vooch. Tournaments, I don't love playing Vooch in cash unless it's the right slate. 9,500 I don't think is a cash price necessarily for Vooch unless we have the money to spend. If you can easily just afford him, then go for it. Gobert should probably smash the Knicks. You got DeAndre Jordan, the nobody. The issue, of course, is will the game stay close? Because Gobert would have gone for 60 had he gotten a full slew of minutes, but his team destroyed Washington, who's a significantly better team than the New York Knicks. Let me go to somebody I actually do think I like, and that is Nurkic. We got Dame. Dame and Nurkic seem to correlate fairly well together. We've got big upside here. You know what? It's another guy against the Spurs. Nurk destroyed the Spurs. I'm going to put Bam at that power forward slot real quick. I'm going to put Bam out of bio at that blank power forward slot. But Nurkic, 7-1 on DraftKings. I like it. He's been getting double-doubles for days. McCollum is out. He gets the usage bump. We already got Dame. He correlates with Dame. 7,188 for these players against Dallas. That's got to be like the only way these guys bust, right? Is if Portland just beats the shit out of them and they don't get a full run. Which is definitely possible, especially with Dallas coming off an overtime game. And them not being that good as a team. But, yeah, we're going to go with Nurkic at center. I'll look through this list for the hell of it because I realized this is supposed to be a slate breakdown and I just stopped. I don't see anything that's getting me overly excited. I see a bunch of chances you could take. But, you know, I don't see nothing that's really worth mentioning. I'm just going to, yeah, I'm plugging in Nurk for this particular show. Adams is cheap, only 5,600. But yeah, you could use Bobby Portis. I keep coming back to Portis. He might end up making a squad after all. All right. So now we got a guard, a forward, utility to fill. 5,300 remaining. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to see what value we can save. Right? Let's go Rubio, who was 4,900. Yeah, I remember Rubio. Let's go Hazonia at the forward slot. That gives us 73. So not enough for a stud, but enough for a decent player. We got Tobias Harris, Jimmy Buckets. We got Aaron Gordon against New Orleans. Yeah, so somewhere along the lines, I would end up reworking this. For this particular example, I'll pick one of these assholes. I guess we'll go with Gordon. Go with Gordon. I don't mind Butler either, but yeah, let's go with Gordon. Do something like that, right? Lillard, Van Fleet, Kawhi Leonard. This is no longer optimal. Like the optimal shit just went off the rails. I think it was somewhat optimal, except for Bam. Oh, this is of course assuming Larry is out, but except for Bam and like up to Nurkic. So Lillard, Van Fleet, Kawhi Leonard, Nurkic, I think will be, as of right now, the night before, without any news breaking tomorrow, and assuming that Kyle Lowry is out. I know I made some bold presumptions, but I think if that was the case, then yeah, this would be Dame, Van Fleet, Kawhi Leonard. Siakam would probably be the one I'm missing here. So if I take out Bam and I put in Siakam, that would then give me 5,600, which I can still get Bam if I want to leave some money on the table. Or I can come down here. I'm not digging the options that I'm left with. Oh, DSJ might play. He might play. It says questionable. Doubt it. We'll see. Yeah, I don't love this either. So I got some stuff I got to tweak. I got some stuff I mean, Brook Lopez has been playing like a beast. I'm not doing it, but centers have been destroying Cleveland. Drummond. Brook Lopez. There's none like Drummond. Don't get me wrong. Donut. So we call him Donut. Brook Lopez. He's not like Drummond. But just saying, I think he went ham today. We use fucking White. That's what we'll do. Go Derek White. Adams is really cheap. He is. All right, you convinced me. You convinced me. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do Adams. No, can't do it. I'm going to leave it blank. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that shit blank. And I'm going to end the show right here. Don't forget, if you haven't already, check us out at whitestake.com. Make sure you get over there. See what you're missing. Not being a part of the White Stake Nation. You can get yourself a day pass, try the content for $2.50. That'll give you access to our content for one full day. That's all the actual NBA content. Only thing you don't get is the Slack access. That you can only get for monthly members or higher. But you get to try the content. I recommend you do. The betting stuff I've been putting out is free. So you should be already on that at least. See how it does. I don't know. But I don't know if today went well. But I know that since March 8th has been damn well. So check it out. We'll be doing some March Madness stuff too. Don't you worry. For betting stuff, not for DFS, I don't think. And probably in the Slack, those guys. That's why you gotta get a Slack, because those guys do things in the Slack. Like in the Slack, they're destroying MLB right now. Spring training. Super excited about MLB coming, but spring training, these dudes are murking it. Our boy Jay Irv, he runs our Facebook page, Instagram, and he also publishes the articles. Him and John and John. It's like a law firm. John and John Enterprise. J-O-N Irv. J-O-H-A-N. Lindholm, right? They're the ones doing the publishing. And Jay Irv got his first night into the comic club, man. He's a low volume player, casual player. Got a family, got a job. Won his first comedy night in spring training baseball. So shout out to Jay Irv. That's what the nation does, man. Stevie Brown and Cam and Dan, Linda Dan, all those dudes are in there just killing it. Just killing it in the Slack. Slack is where the magic happens. So I do recommend you eventually get a season pass or a monthly pass or all sports pass, whatever, but do what you gotta do to get to the Slack, because it's very important. Yeah, check us out. MLB is coming. Be ready. We'll probably do a video soon for MLB. Refreshing your memory. And ours. All right. So I guess I would normally do some top threes, but I mean, number one, I'm going to put it in my article tomorrow. Number two, I basically just built a dummy team, right? So you guys can kind of already see what I kind of liked. So I'm just going to take it home. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like and a share to support the White Stake Nation. If you're watching us on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. And if you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. Help bump us up those charts. For myself, the entire White Stake Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.